Warning: the following podcast contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
On an almost starless night, three scions find themselves doing battle with something from beyond the empty sky. Join Becca, Jorin, and Slavic in a Scion Second Edition game, Under the Lonely Sky. If you want to learn more about Twin Cities by Night, you can find us on Twitter at twin_cities_VTM, where you can find a link to our Discord. Thank you for listening, and enjoy. So the three of you are still in town. Actually, now we're gonna see if you can start to do bandage up those wounds so you don't have any more difficulties when you go on to the final fight.
Right. Did anyone die, by the way? Which is
Morales. You definitely you know when people are close to death, and you feeling around. You feel a couple of people that are closer. Sounds like none of them have there wasn't really enough time for a lot of people to really seriously riddle with bullets before you put up your your force field.
Yeah. Right.
So, a lot of people, they have a couple of shots, maybe 1, 2, some in the person in there. I'd say if you guys want, give me a intellect plus medicine roll to see if you can help the people who are more seriously, who are more critically shot.
Yeah, I mean, I can help them after they die, but not before that.
However, I can. I rolled 3 successes.
And I think you do have. Does your one of your birthrights give you bonuses to medicine?
Yeah, it does. It gives me a +2 enhancement.
So again, out of your back, you pull out a clay tablet.
It very specifically describes how to deal with a centaur attack, or at least that's what it describes right now.
And how to treat gunshots done by centaurs.
Yeah, so that gives me a +2 on the amount of successes, right?
Yes.
So that's 5 successes in total.
All right, so that is basically, Dr. Alex springs into action and, just amazingly, she consults the clay tablet and immediately knows, okay, so get some tweezers, get one of the high-grade alcohols from the bar, and voila, nobody dies. Now for yourselves. Now, if you want to remove your injured conditions, I'd say you can have to roll for each one separately. Do you want to do this, Alex, for Farö and Blanca?
Yeah, if they would let me, then yes, of course I will.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Yes, please.
All right, give me separate rolls for Blanca and Farö.
So I have.
Oh yeah. No, never mind.
No, I misrolled once. So I have 3 successes in total for both of them.
All right, so that's enough to give you how to bandage up the grazes they got from the bullets. So both of you can remove the bruised condition from yourselves. You're back up to full strength. All right, so now that all the now that the bleeding has stopped and that everyone who needs it has been bandaged, you see Weston sort of get up, and he's still a bit tipsy, but it seems that the gunfighter sobered him up quite quickly. All right. Oh, God damn it, I didn't think that they'd go this far. Okay. Look, I don't like having to ask others to do stuff I wouldn't want to do myself, but I've already been 5 deep, and my hand's a bit shaky right now. I can tell you, I know where their camp is, or at least where it was. I can lead you there. Will you help us out with this? I don't know. We can't really offer you that much. It's just I can maybe give you a horse if you want, cattle if you're into that.
Sacrifice them.
We could do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. All right. You see at this point, Weston is he's taking off his sheepskin jacket and he's just showing off his impressive guns. Unintentionally putting on a show for the ladies and the sometime and the who knows at any given moment, Alex. So yeah, he leads you. How do you guys gonna get there? Are you gonna drive? Are you gonna go on foot? How do you guys decide to travel?
Well, Morales would, of course, prefer to drive. Anything, really.
How far out is it?
Weston says, it's a few miles, and it's definitely like if we drive, we'll probably beat the ones on hoof, the ones who attacked us back. If we leave right now, it's a few miles. Of course, that means if we want to go and investigate, then they'll be able to catch us in between the two groups.
Weston, I have a question. Would you trust somebody else in a car that you own? I happen to know a pretty good driver.
Well, if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't quite like giving up not being the active one in the situation, but if they're a good enough driver, I know when to bow to those who know better than I do on some stuff. I'm not the best driver, I'm not the best driver.
Good. Virgil's shotgun.
He looks at the dog. He better not make a mess of my sheets.
Oh, Virgil knows how to behave. He's a good boy.
All right, my truck's over that way. So all of you climb into for those of you who haven't been in a big 16-wheeler, 18-wheeler, the cabs in the front, they're surprisingly spacious because usually they have like the seats in the front, and then a lot of them have like a little, like almost like a little room in the back, almost like a little mattress. Some of them, the more fancy ones, might have a little like a sink or a bathroom. So yeah, there's plenty of room for two people in the front, and then all the rest of you sort of squeeze into the back. So I take it Blanca's driving with Virgil as shotgun.
Of course.
All right, so yeah, Virgil decides to lie down on his bed, just going like, why did I have to pick tonight to get drunk as fast as possible?
Oh, it will all be okay. Trust me, I've been in a car with Morales plenty of times. It is terrifying, but I'm still here.
And hey, what's there to fear? If you die, you die. It's not that bad.
Well, I don't know about you, but I like what I got on Living World. I mean, I know some of the places that people died ain't too bad, but we live for a reason,
Well, just remember this. You're dead for a lot longer than you're alive.
Not according to them Buddhists. I heard some of the monk that came by here a few years ago, back with old Attila. They say that you die and you get back to life a whole lot. It's like a big wheel.
Yeah, well, sucks to beat them.
Oh no, I didn't like. Well, to each their own, and to each grab what they can get.
I'm pretty sure my parent didn't pick me just so I would live forever.
Well, I mean, you could. I mean, I've heard stories. Sometimes some of y'all, God born can become gods yourselves. Of course, it means you leave you have to leave your human side behind. You leave a lot of stuff behind. But it means you don't die because of it.
We'll see. I don't think my mom would agree. But we'll see. Maybe one day.
So, I feel like I want to make a roll, but it's Wyoming. There's not that much in the way of obstacles for off-road driving. I mean, you might have to drive around some prairie holes, but that's about it. All right, so I'm gonna fast forward a bit, and so you drive on in the dark of the night, on the dark and almost starless night, and then eventually Weston pops up and says, "Hey, turn off the lights. We're getting close. I don't want them to spot us. I think I'm already." And so then you see him point towards like a dark shape in the distance, and you haven't really been noticed this that much on your journeys because you've usually been in the car or in a town, stopped waiting to get back into the car. But it gets dark out in the countryside at night. And especially on a night like this, the moon is not very strong and there are no stars, so it is dark. So so up ahead you can sort of see like the vague shape of the mountains of a mountain in the distance, but it's like I said, it's more of just a vague outline of black against a slightly lighter black, and I know it's up there ahead. I don't quite know. I'm not quite good at seeing in the dark like this. So If we want to catch him on surprise, I think we have to go on foot. Well, you have to go on foot. I want to get out of this place.
I already hate this plan.
Do you have a better one?
No, I just said I hate it.
Well, don't be complaining unless you got a better idea. Learn
I
that
can
one
still
the hard
complain
way.
even if I don't have ideas.
Well, you only as miserable as you let yourself be. So, what are you guys going to do? You have options. You can go with the lights on towards the pitch black and most likely let the centaurs see you coming well ahead of the time. Or you could try sneaking closer in the dark.
Farö would prefer to sneak in the dark, and she can more or less lead the way.
Yeah, I think Alex would go along with that plan.
Yeah, it's probably the best decision.
All right, so you got what's
Quinn.
going on. I'll give you how long do you want? Give me want to want me to wait an hour then come in guns blazing? Yeah.
Quinn, I have a question.
Yes. What do you want?
I have a neck that says Immortal Mastermind. When you make a plan, anyone who follows it gets a +1 enhancement. Anyone who doesn't gets a +1 complication. And fellow PCs can ignore it if they want. So if I were to, if Alex would in more detail plan out, okay, so we're going to sneak around to the right and then turn back and just as such plan out this sneak. Would we all get a +1 enhancement on our sneak roll?
Yeah, I would, but I feel like I would have to make a roll for that just to see if you could like come up with a plan that you feel could work in the first place, at least one that you're satisfied with. So I'd say give me an intellect plus survival.
What is the status of our momentum at the moment? Slavic, have you been tracking that?
I think we're at 4.
Then again, I have made my best rolls with just 4 dice before.
It's up to you. I will say that you will get the +1, and even if you fail, but if you do manage to...
momentum's there to be burned. Let's just use all 4.
Fair enough.
All right. Give me the roll.
I get 5 successes.
All right, so that is definitely enough. I'll even give you some extra enhancements to that. So you get a +1 and then another +2 just because you manage, like, you have a brilliant plan. Okay, so you're going to go there, double back, do this, flip around here, make a call like a duck, go forward, and make sure that you have Farö in charge because as a daughter of Sekhmet, she can actually give herself cat eyes and see in the dark. And so basically you set up you're gonna go there and come back, and you'll have that Weston will get he'll light up a flare to give you a target to go into the dark when you're escaping and presumably being chased by a horde of centaurs.
Yep. Yeah, that's the plan. Like whatever was just said, that's the plan.
All right, so Farö, if you're gonna have to imbue a point of legend, and you can literally give yourself, the eyes of a lion, which will I will say let you see in the dark much better than anyone else.
Okay, absolutely. I'll go ahead and do that.
All right, so the three of you set off in the dark. Now, as you get closer, it is spooky outside because you're on the wide open plains. The wind is howling. It's pitch black. You're leaving there's danger ahead of you, possibly danger behind you. Like I said, there's so much going on that you don't know. And then all of you start hearing a sound. As you get closer, it sounds like music. It sounds like some kind of a pipe, a flute, or something. You're not quite sure what instrument it is exactly, but it definitely you hear the sound is like a song starts being played and stops, then it starts up again, then it stops. And give me a intellect plus culture roll.
I got 0 successes.
So did I. I'm adding 3 to our momentum pool as I have a specialization in culture.
I have 1 success.
All right, so with just 1 success, you know that it sounds like they're practicing, but you don't know what's wrong because they sound you hear like it's similar notes, but there's like slight differences each time. But you have no idea what you can't recognize what the music is or anything like that. You just know they're practicing something, and apparently they're not getting it right.
I'm not going to tell the rest yet because I don't know what it means, and we are still trying to stay silent.
All right, so you get closer, and now I'm gonna say, all of you give me a Dex plus either. I'll accept either subterfuge or survival to say get within eyesight of the centaur camp, because now you see like lights in the distance start popping up, and I'll say you'll have line of sight, but you'll still be a distance away from them.
One success for Morales.
And you do get the +3 enhancement to the sneaking for this.
Okay. So one success, that turns into 4, I guess, with the enhancement.
I also have 4.
Thanks to the
4
excellent
tier 2.
thanks to the excellent planning of Alex, all 3 of you managed to somehow manage to to tread your way carefully through the trees over the up the you approach like a small foothill. You're closer to the mountain now. You see like the slopes that's incline higher and higher up until like the camp is almost like in a little like a corner of a mountain. Like there's further up, there's just a mountainside cutting off just a solid mountain, and then there's just wide open prairie behind you. And you get closer, and you'll see like there's some small torches, both physical like fire torches and some like electrical lights strung up with a couple of gas generators here and there. You hear the sound of them, and you'll see a whole bunch of centaurs. And again, they're covered in ash, and you see like symbols drawn on them. And you see what looks like a human woman standing like near like a place almost like a stage. She's like on the stage, and like you see like a bunch of centaurs arranged in front of her playing various bits of like looks like flutes of some kind. And you see she's like frantically drawing, like there's a huge ash pile behind her. It looks like a burned out remnants of an old bonfire that burned out. And you see she's like drawing, she just goes and grabs just handfuls of ash and just starts drawing on the ground again and again with the ash in her hands. And again, every time you see her, she's like draws a symbol, then she like scrubs it out and then draws it again. And all the time, like the centaurs are still trying, like repeating like this, almost like a snippet of a song, and then stopping, and then she just again different.
So before I couldn't see the symbols that were drawn in the ash well enough to decipher them. Now they are standing still. Could I try again and see if I can decipher what they are now?
Yes, give me an intellect plus occult roll. All of you can make this if you want.
Now I have 3 successes.
I also have 3 successes.
I just fail, so our momentum's at 4.
All right, so all 3 of you, Farö and Alex, both of you, this time around, now that you've got a better look, you recognize it. It's like it's not quite the same, but you recognize similar symbols to it, and that it's something that you've seen and like mentioned in like obscure stuff. And that while there are like humanity, there are all kinds of different pantheons and different gods and all kinds of different mythical things out there in the world. Sometimes you've heard that sometimes things beyond sometimes manage to sort of either by accident or by deliberately sometimes manage to reach Earth. Essentially, it's almost like some people think it might be some people theorize it's some alien gods. Others think it might be something like some old and forgotten gods. No one can really quite agree just what exactly the source of them are. But one thing people do agree on is that usually what happens as a result of people who dive deep into that stuff, it's that it's almost like it's something quite incompatible at times with the rest of the world, and that it's almost like almost like a pantheon of things that are just indifferent and incompatible with their normal reality. Generally, people have heard of this as sort of like a mythos cycle of some kind, but like I said, it's many different things, and no one quite agrees on which ones belong to where, because it's so rare, and it's usually whenever people get involved, madness and death usually occurs. So yeah, now you see this woman, she's drawing these symbols, and again, it looks like you watch her for a bit, and she just keeps you can't tell quite what she's trying to do specifically, but every time she she's just constantly just again. She like draws a symbol and the song plays, and then you hear like grunt and frustration, and then she just rubs out the marking, then tries it again. What are you guys gonna do?
I think I know. Alex is going to turn to Farö and Morales and whisper, so it's definitely some kind of ritual, but also something otherworldly. It is, I don't want to say aliens, but it is it literally is otherworldly.
So should we take her out?
Is death related?
Some death usually happens as a side effect, and it's usually not the goal.
But I would know if it would be like death realm specifically.
Yeah, it's not a death realm. You know that much, Morales. At least none that you recognize.
Okay.
All right. So as you all sort of whispering, you see the woman just stand up with something, just yells like she just throws like a big thing of ash down the ground. It's just, ugh, there's too much more here. I can't hear it. I can't get it. I can't hear the beyond. There's too much more. One of the others getting back. I told them to kill the more. I can't. There can't be more and beyond at the same time. There can't. Are they back yet? You hear one of the centaurs say, "No. The party was sent to the town has not arrived yet." You hear the woman just, "Damn it! I'll be in my tent if you need me. If they come back and they're not dead, I need them dead. I need them silence. I need the quiet. I can't. And she like points up to the star. I can't hear it if the more is here."
Well, clearly we are the more, and we are basically distorting whatever signal she's getting. I don't know what that means.
Who cares? Let's just kill her.
I mean, yeah, probably, but I want to know why.
Doesn't matter. If she wants us dead, let's just kill her.
It might matter, as in, look at all the centaurs.
I can just ask her ghost.
Would her ghost even be willing to talk to you at that point?
There's ways of making ghosts talk.
I want there to be a different way, like convince the centaurs to choose our side.
Oh, that's great. But in the end, it'll come down to us or her anyway.
I was coming to that, I was about to reach the point where I was going to agree with you.
So are you all agreeing to just kill her?
Can I, from where I am currently, see her tent?
No, you see like it's blocked off by a couple of trees. She like goes off and you see like some centaurs go up behind her, sort of like a guard.
Okay, yeah. So as I was saying, I'm going to agree with you. Let's kill her. What are we going to do about the centaurs? Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have a full stampede run over the back of me while one of us kills her.
Yeah, how well do you think centaurs see at night?
No clue.
Not very well. We can just follow Farö's out.
Fair enough. Yeah, let's just continue what we were doing and try to get closer.
All right. I'll say the enhancements to sneak will still apply for this, but they will not apply when you have to run back. Just if you want to go, because the plan has changed a bit. So yeah. So if you want to give me a dexterity plus either subterfuge or survival to sneak up towards the conductor's tent.
Let's do this.
I once again have 4 successes.
I forgot 1 die.
I got a big fat 0.
Yeah, so I got 2.
All right, so Alex and Morales, you're following behind, all sneaky, like you're being extra careful because you can't really see that well in the dark. But Farö, you're getting a bit cocky and you'll be able to see it in the night. And so you're going along, and then at one point you trip and you dislodge some rocks that's tumbling down the side of the hill directly towards the centaur camp. They don't know you're there yet, but they definitely know some kind of movement's going on. But now I will say you managed to you see the tent. So you don't know where, you don't really see the conductor anywhere specifically, but you don't know like she was that's the only tent you can see essentially.
And how many centaurs are there?
You see just 2 covering her. They're guarding the near the entrance.
Are they also the ones that saw me, or saw the movement?
I'll say yes. You do have a rifle. You could just try to blindly sniper.
That is definitely a thing I can do, because if I hit with 2 successes and more, they are also blinded. Yeah. And
You're just gonna...
So Alex is going to turn to Farö. Farö, if I manage to blind them, can you sneak to the back and enter through there? It's a tent.
Yeah, easily.
That sounds like a good plan. Can we get, again, additional enhancement for it?
That's just a +1 for this. All right, so since it is a magical gun, it's still a gun, so it's going to be loud and blinding. So you are going to have a lot of attention on Alex and Morales if Farö sneaks around. So just giving you a heads up on that.
Yeah, I think Alex is going to give Morales a heads up on that. And Morales, you can get away if you want to.
Yeah, Morales will try to make her way slightly away.
Are you gonna try to find a hiding spot to hide in? Or
hiding spot close enough to the tent, after the deed is done. So
so
question the corpse.
Alex, give me since it's essentially you're sniping trying to snipe the person blind. I'd say give me an intellect plus firearms, and you need at least 3 successes to. Well, you're not shooting you're just trying to shoot the centaurs. Are you trying to shoot the centaurs directly, or just trying to shoot near them and blind them?
I'm going to try and shoot them and blind them, or shoot and blind. Okay,
so give me a cunning plus firearms. Farö, give me a dex plus either subterfuge or survival to sneak up, and Morales, give me a dex plus, again, subterfuge or survival to see if you can find a good hiding spot.
For anyone rolls, I will remind you we have 4 dice in our momentum pool.
So the enhancement from the Immortal Mastermind, does that also count on my roll?
Yes, everyone's just for Farö's and for Alex's, not for Morales, because they're just hiding. That's not really much of a plan. It's just hide. Well, I'll give you the +1 just because you're all playing your parts.
Exactly. The trying to get the ghost to talk was part of the plan. In that case, I have 4 successes.
All right.
3 for
2
Morales.
successes.
All right. So you'll get for early. I'll give you an enhancement just because Alex is acting as a distraction away from you. So you have 3 successes. So yeah, basically everyone you do what you set out to do, and so all at once you see there's a laser beam just shoots down from the tree line and just evaporate. I'll just give you this for free. That he's not expecting it. You pop up the head of one centaur and the other one just goes, oh my eyes. The head just melts, just bits of goo on the. And then Farö, you sneak around and you get right up to the tent. And how are you gonna go in? Are you gonna try and sneak in and try to silently attack him and just charge in? Roll. You're taking him down as fast as you can. What are you doing? What's your method of attack?
Let's just do this fast and quick. So she'll duck under the tent flap in the back as quickly as possible and go straight for the person.
Okay. And Morales is hiding. You're the backup. And what a backup you are with very little combat skills. Okay, so Farö, you pop in and you get a look at the woman. She's got a little lantern set up in her tent, and you see she is covered essentially head to toe in ash. But it's not really painted on like the centaurs. It's just sort of her arms are covered in ash, her face is covered in ash from where she touched her face. Her hair is streaked with gray. You can't really tell how old she is just because she's so covered in ash. And again, you see some of the same symbols drawn on herself, and she just when you pop in, she is just drawing on her hand. Just I have to get it right. I can't. It's so loud. There's so much of the more I can't hear. And then she sees you, and instantly she just screams. She doesn't really scream words. She just sort of screams a wordless yell. And give me an attack roll as a. And I'm going to roll for her to see if she can defend against your attack with a attack of her own.
So might plus close combat.
Yes.
We cool if I use a point of momentum? Does that add to the dice pool or add to the successes?
Add to the dice
pool.
momentum, adds to the dice pool.
If it's up to me, feel free to use more than one because I think we have 4 still.
Okay, I'll use 2.
I also use 4. Go for all of everything. Go for broke.
Okay.
This is the attack of the evening. Go for it.
All right, so what did you make your attack?
Looks like 2 successes.
Okay. So right as you do that, but unfortunately for you, it was almost like the yell turns into almost like a song, and then it was like a single note. And as your fist, as your clawed fist comes crashing in, just about to hit, all of a sudden the woman's skin just turns into like a star stuff. It looks like looking at a star-filled night sky. Her skin turns black, and you see almost like she turns into a silhouette of the night sky, the regular night sky with stars everywhere. And you hit her, and even though you feel it makes contact, it almost feels like you're hitting a thing of water, and that it's almost like the impact just sort of disappears into the void that is now her skin. And then again, you hear the woman just sort of scream, "The more!" And then she'll try to just run away from you.
Is there something Morales can do as a scion of the Eater of Stars?
Ooh, I'd say that you would have to. Let me see what your legend can do for this. It definitely seems like something you can do with legend.
Yeah. Chronicle was represented with a flayed body and with a jaw agape to swallow the stars during the day.
I'd say you can impose a complication or a condition to the woman as soon as she runs out, and you see she's her skin is turned to star stuff essentially.
Yeah.
You have to spend one if you want to impose it. If you want to say try to keep her from running, I'd say imbue. If you want to sort of cancel out her star stuff.
Yeah,
Skin. You have to spend a legend for that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, especially in a one shot.
Okay, so I'd say spend the legend, and you see as she's running, the star stuff sort of it starts to leech off her skin again, and you see her skin come back into existence. And then she looks down at her, and then at her skin, and then she just looks even though she has no way of actually knowing, she looks directly at you, Morales, and then she just continues running.
Morales just has this toothy smile.
All right, I think basically the handhill has been kicked. There's chaos, all over the place. You hear centaurs running around. You hear the woman, the conductor, is just still screaming at her head off. What are you guys gonna do? Give me let's go back to the initiative. Give me your cunning plus your best combat roll.
I got 4 successes.
I got 3.
Got 2.
So 4, 3, 2. That's the order. So Alex and the centaurs will go at the same time, I believe. You got 4, right, Alex? No, that was Farö. Farö and the centaurs will go on the same turn. So Farö, you're in the tent. There's chaos going all around you. What are you gonna do?
The woman's trying to leave and run away from me.
Yeah, she got out of the tent, and she is heading back. She is she made it out of the tent. Now she is right around where the dead centaurs, the dead and the blinded centaur are, and she's trying to run down it, but she's lost the star stuff on her skin.
I will go ahead and run after her, and just as I get close enough, I'll leap at her to try to tackle her on the ground.
Okay. Let me see. I think there's something specific for that. Let me double check. All right, so yeah, give me an athletics and a might roll to see if you can tackle her to the ground, and I'll make a roll for her to see if she can evade your tackle.
2 successes.
That is just 1 success for her. So yeah, you managed to you tackle her from behind. And so now the centaurs are going to spend their turn trying to catch up, and there's a couple of them take pot shots at you, but they're too far and too confused to really know what's going on for right now. They won't really. They'll catch up to you next turn though. Now it is Alex's turn. So there's one blinded centaur, trying to rub his eyes and get the spots out of him. Farö is currently on top of a woman who's trying to squirm out of her grasp. What do you do?
And you said that there were people, or there were centaurs running at Farö's direction, right?
Yeah.
Can I try and take out the first one and blind the ones behind it?
Give me a roll. We get cunning plus firearms.
That's 3 successes.
All right, that's just enough that you pop one in the head again, and like I say, like I'll say this: you shoot one of them, and then like for a moment they look fine, then they just sort of explode, just like a firework, just blinding everyone with either let or bits of centaur.
Yeah. So what I hope is that slows them down in getting to Farö.
All right, let me roll for them to see if that seriously makes them panic. I'll say that, that definitely slows them down. So, like, next time, only, like, one centaur will manage to get in close contact range to Farö next turn. Now, Morales. Are you just going to stay hiding, or are you what are you going to do?
Can I take a pot shot at that last centaur that might get close to Farö?
All right, give me a cunning plus firearms.
Cunning or dex?
Cunning, because the further range requires more thinking rather than just hand-eye coordination.
Fair enough. That's 1 success.
It's not. You take a shot and you hit it, but it's more of a graze. Like you sort of like you graze like its hindquarters a bit. All right, now, Farö, it's your turn. Actually, no. I forgot about the conductor. The conductor is going to try to squirm out of your grasp. Give me a might plus close combat to see if you can keep her subdued under you. She got 2 successes, and how many did you got? 2?
Yeah, I also got 2.
All right, so yeah, she is not able to overcome you, and she tries to squirm out. She tries to break free, tries to knock you off, but you're too strong for her. Now it is your turn, Farö.
Sweet. At that point, I would like to wrap my hands around her head and do a quick jerk. I don't know how.
Brutal.
So yeah, just trying to go for the quick kill because I know something's coming up behind me.
Give me a might plus close combat again, I guess. Again, if you want, you can spend momentum for this.
I don't think we have any momentum.
I think you spent all of the momentum on the last roll, and we have not filled any rolls since.
Right.
6 successes.
Okay, so let me double check what her stats are. Well, okay, so you definitely hear something break as you do, but you still see she's still moving around, and that she gives out a loud scream, but she still tries now she's trying to claw your eyes out. Now the centaur that managed to get past the blinding effect, there we go, is now in range, and now it's going to try and basically trample you off of the conductor. Give me a might plus. Actually, I'll say might. Just trying to outmuscle the centaur. A might plus close combat to see if you can keep your perch, I guess.
2 successes.
And 2 successes also for the centaur. So this, I would say, for this one, you lose the tie for this one, just so that you get knocked off as the centaur sort of barrels into you, and just the sheer momentum of it, knocks you off. That's because it's a centaur. There's a lot of pounds coming in at you. So now it is Alex's turn. So now there's a centaur who just knocked Farö to the ground. There's the conductor who's still on the ground.
So Farö is now in between the centaur and the conductor.
No, the centaur is in between the conductor and Farö.
Okay. I'm not going to steal Farö's kill. I'm going to take out the centaur.
All right, give me a cunning plus firearms.
That's 4 successes.
All right, that is definitely enough to again, you shoot it, and again, a moment passes, and then the power of the gun expands inside his body, and then it just explodes again in a burst of light. This is I gotta admit, I did not expect to have Alex be so gory in her kills.
I'm not gory. I'm just a very efficient sniper.
All right, so I'm gonna say the conductor. Actually, no. Now it is Alex's. Morales' turn now. Sorry, did not mean to skip you. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I genuinely don't know how much Morales can do right now. She's not really that much of a combat thing.
All right.
combat person. But she'll just take a pot shot at nearest enemy she sees.
That'd be the conductor.
Yeah.
So give me a cunning plus firearms, unless you want to do something else.
No. That's completely fine. 1 success, as usual.
So that's not enough. Like you take a shot, but I'll say it just misses. It doesn't really. Yeah, you hit you hit the dead centaur that's sort of in between between the Farö and the conductor, and so now it's the conductor's turn, and so the conductor she You see her, she slowly turns her arms. She takes her arm. You see her. She's drawing in her own blood in the ash on the ground. And you hear her just yell the phrase, "Play the song." The conductor, her legs don't seem to be working. She pushes herself up onto an arm. She just in a pool of her own blood. She draws the symbol on the ground. And this time, when you hear the song playing in the background, you feel almost like the air rip itself apart as you see a figure start emerging from a portal in the air. And we will find out what happens next time in Scion Under the Lonely Sky.
Interested in gods, powerful players, and lots of laughs? Then check out Scion, the Valley of the Setting Sun. Our heroes have just come into their powers and must navigate the tangled roots of the Scion community. Will they achieve their destiny, or will their bones be left to dry under the sun?